Good morning, students. In this video, we are going to see the revision of Unit 2 for the upcoming TNPSC Combined Statistical Subordinate Service exam. So, previous videos we have seen, each and every video we have seen 10 practice questions. What we are going to see in this video, we are going to see solve the revision of Unit 2. We are going to see revision of Unit 2. Unit 2 is probability. Revision of Unit 2 means we are going to see the basic definitions and properties and formulas in the Unit 2. Unit 2 is very important. We can start with probability. What is probability? Probability is the chance of occurrence of an event. Probability means chance of occurrence of an event. Probability is the chance of occurrence of an event. What is the probability of any event A? Probability of any event A is equal to number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. Probability of any event A is defined by number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. This is the basic definition of probability. What is the range of probability? Probability of any event always lies between 0 and 1. The range of probability is 0 and 1. This is the range of probability. So, when does it become 0? Probability of an impossible event is 0. Probability of an impossible event is 0 and probability of sure event is equal to 1. Probability of an impossible event is 0. Probability of sure event is equal to 1. When it is uncertain, it lies between 0 and 1. Probability of an uncertain lies between 0 and 1. So let us see with an example. Suppose I am throwing a chalk piece. When the chalk piece staying upwards, probability is 0. It is an impossible event. When I am throwing a chalk piece, staying of the chalk piece upwards is an impossible event. Its probability is 0. When I am throwing a chalk piece, the probability of it coming downwards, it is a sure event. So its probability is equal to 1. When I am throwing a chalk piece, what is the probability of it breaking down? It is uncertain event. It lies between 0 and 1. So this is the one of the example of probability. What is the chance of impossible event, what is sure event, and what is the uncertain event. So what we have seen, probability of any event always lies between 0 and 1. Probability of any event always lies between 0 and 1. If it is impossible event, its probability is 0. Sure event probability is 1. Uncertain event. We are interested in studying the uncertain event probability. So let us move to the next concept in our exam. Next concept is addition theorem of probability. Addition theorem of probability. Important concept in our exam. Second concept is addition theorem of probability. What is the statement of addition theorem of probability? There are two events A and B. If A and B or any two events, there are two events A and B. There are two events A and B and they are not mutually exclusive events. These two events are not mutually exclusive events. Then what is the statement of addition theorem of probability? Probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. This is the statement of addition theorem of probability. If A and B are any two events and they are not mutually exclusive, then probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. What is the meaning of not mutually exclusive events? Suppose there are two events A and B. Not mutually exclusive means they have something in common. They have something in common. Mutually exclusive means they have nothing in common. That is the definition of mutually exclusive. Two events A and B are said to be mutually exclusive if they have nothing in common or they are disjoint events, they are said to be mutually exclusive events. In addition theorem of probability, what we are saying, they are not mutually exclusive events. So what happens to addition theorem of probability when A and B are mutually exclusive? Note, if A and B are mutually exclusive events, ME means mutually exclusive events. What happens? Mutually exclusive means they have nothing in common. They have nothing in common. Probability of A intersection B will be equal to 0. A and B are mutually exclusive. Then probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B. So from addition theorem of probability, we have come to this conclusion. One of the basic important concept is addition theorem of probability. Next we are going to move to multiplication theorem of probability. As addition theorem is important, multiplication theorem is also important. In addition theorem of probability, we come to an important definition, mutually exclusive events. I want to once again define mutually exclusive events. Two events A and B are said to be mutually exclusive events if they have nothing in common or they are disjoint events. Disjoint events. So again, let us see with an example for mutually exclusive. In throwing a die, occurrence of odd number and even number are mutually exclusive events. When occurrence of odd number, even number does not occur. They are mutually exclusive. They have nothing in common. In tossing a coin, occurrence of head and tail are mutually exclusive events. So this is an example of mutually exclusive events. Addition theorem of probability says they are not mutually exclusive events. Next we are going to move to the multiplication theorem of probability. Multiplication theorem of probability. Multiplication theorem of probability. So what is the statement of multiplication theorem of probability? If A and B are any two events, A and B are any two events, then probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A, and same way probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of B into probability of A given B. So this is the basic definition of multiplication theorem of probability. First, what we are saying, probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A, provided probability of A should be greater than 0. It cannot be equal to 0. And second one, what we are saying, probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of B into probability of A given B, provided probability of B should be greater than 0. So this is the definition of or statement of multiplication theorem of probability. Here we are having a note. If A and B are independent events, if A and B are independent events, if A and B are independent events, then probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. It's important note. A and B are independent events, then probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. So multiplication theorem of probability comes from conditional probability. Multiplication theorem of probability comes from conditional probability. So next we are going to define conditional probability. So in multiplication theorem of probability, we are having an important note. A and B are independent events, then probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. Probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. A and B are independent events. Here we are taking for two events A and B. Let there be any number of independent events, then their intersection probability is equal to the product probability. Let there be any number of events, A, B, C, D, any number of events, their intersection probability is equal to their product probability. So we are having another one note from here. If A and B are independent events, A and B are independent events, then A and B dash are also independent events. If A and B are independent events, then A and B dash are also independent events. Similarly, A dash and B are also independent events, and A dash and B dash are also independent. Important property. A and B are independent events, and A and B dash are also independent events. A dash and B are also independent events, and A dash and B dash are also independent events. So, if two events are independent events, then probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of E. So, by seeing the multiplication theorem of probability, we are having an important concept known as conditional probability. We are having conditional probability. Using conditional probability only, we are having this multiplication theorem of probability. What is conditional probability? Let A and B be two events, then probability of A given B is equal to probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B, provided probability of B should be greater than 0. If it is 0, it becomes infinity. So probability of A given B is equal to probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B. What is the definition? What does it denote? Probability of A given B is equal to, what is the probability of occurrence of given A given that B has already occurred? The event B has already occurred. What is the chance of occurrence of event A? B has already occurred. Its probability cannot be 0. It is greater than 0. The event B has already occurred. What is the probability of occurrence of event A? From this only we are having multiplication theorem of probability, cross multiplying. When you cross multiply, what we get? Probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of B into probability of A given B. Similarly, conditional probability, probability of B given A is equal to probability of B intersection A divided by probability of A, provided probability of A should be greater than 0. Cross multiplying this, what we get? Probability of B intersection A is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A. From this conditional probability only, we are having this multiplication theorem of probability. Okay. So next we are going to move to another most important concept in probability. Before that, we can see the axioms of probability. Axioms of probability are more important. Axioms means rules of probability. What are the rules of probability? We are having three important rules of probability. First and foremost thing, probability of any event will be always greater than or equal to 0. Probability of any event will be always greater than or equal to 0. Second one, probability of sample space is equal to 1. P of S is equal to 1. S represents sample space. What is sample space? The set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is called as sample space. The last axiom of probability, if E1, E2 up to En or N mutually exclusive events, they have nothing in common, they are disjoint events, then probability of E1 union E2 union E3 up to union of En is equal to probability of E1 plus probability of E2 up to probability of En. Union probability is equal to sum of the probability if n events are mutually exclusive. N events are disjoint events, then their union probability is equal to their sum of the probability. These are the axioms of probability or the rules of probability. So next we are moving to the next concept, Bayes theorem, most important concept in probability, Bayes theorem. As the name indicates, it was derived by Bayes. So what we are going to see in Bayes theorem, we are having prior probability, and we are having a new information. With the application of Bayes theorem, we are going to derive the posterior probability. We are having prior probability, some probability are we having, and we are having some new information. And with the application of Bayes theorem, what we are going to get? We are going to get the posterior probability. We are having some information from the past events, and we are having some information, and application of Bayes theorem, we are going to get the future probability. So we are going to now give the statement of Bayes theorem, an important concept in the probability, which we are going to have the posterior probability. There are n mutually exclusive events, E1, E2 up to En or n mutually exclusive events, and probability of each and every event is not equal to 0. I varies from 1 to n. There are n mutually exclusive events, and each and every one probability is not equal to 0. Mutually exclusive means they have nothing in common. There should be nothing in common in all these n events. There are n events, and these n events are mutually exclusive. This is E1, E2, E3. Nothing in common. Let A be an arbitrary event. Let A be an arbitrary event. This A is the subset of union of n events. A is the subset of union of n mutually exclusive events. Then probability of Ei given A is equal to probability of Ei into probability of A given Ei divided by summation I varies from 1 to n, probability of Ei into probability of A given A. This is the statement of Bayes theorem. What does Bayes theorem states? There are n events which are mutually exclusive. They have nothing in common, and probability of each and every event is not equal to 0. Let A be any arbitrary event. A is the subset of union of I varies from 1 to n. A occurs in all these n events. A is the subset of union of all these n events. Then probability of Ei given A is equal to probability of Ei into probability of A given Ei divided by summation I varies from 1 to n, probability of Ei into probability of A given A. This is the important concept in probability, Bayes theorem. So in our exam, we are having the next concept. What is the next concept? Random variable. Important concept, random variables. A random variable. What is random variable? Random variable is a function defined from sample space to real numbers. Random variable is a function defined from sample space to real numbers. Random variable is a function defined from sample space to real numbers. Suppose we are having an experiment, a random experiment, tossing a coin. Tossing a coin is a random experiment. And what we are going to define the function as number of heads. We are going to define the function as number of heads. In tossing a coin, what are the different possible outcomes we are having? H, T. This is sample space. And what we have defined, the number of heads as we have defined the function. So random variable is a function defined from sample space to real numbers. Sample space was H, T. So this is image. So what is our pre-image in H? How many heads we are having? Number of heads in H is equal to 1, and T, number of heads 0. No heads are there in T. So when you map P, it is known as random variable. Random variable is a function defined from sample space to real numbers. In random variables, we are having two different types of random variable: discrete random variable and continuous random variable. In random variable, we are having two different types of random variable: discrete random variable and continuous random variable. Discrete random variable. Another one random variable, continuous random variable. Random variable we are classifying into discrete random variable and continuous random variable. A random variable is said to be a discrete random variable if it has countable number of variables. A random variable is said to be a discrete random variable if it has countable number of variables. The number of values, if it is able to count, it is known as discrete random variable. A random variable is said to be a continuous random variable for a particular limit. If you are having range from 0 to 1, suppose we are having the limit from 0 to 1, we are having infinite number of values between the particular limit, then it is known as continuous random variable. So a random variable is classified as discrete random variable and continuous random variable. Discrete random variable, what we are having, it is a countable number of values, and continuous random variable, we are having a particular limit. In that limit, all the values lies between the range. Then it is known as continuous random variable. Next, we are going to see mean and variance. Mean of a random variable, otherwise it is known as expectation of random variable. Expectation of x is defined by sigma x into p of x. Expectation of random variable. This is for discrete case. Expectation of x. What is expectation of x square? Sigma x square into p of x. This is also for discrete. What is variance of x? This is general for both discrete and continuous. Expectation of x square minus expectation of x the whole square. Expectation of x means expectation, mean or average, all represents the same. This is for discrete case. Expectation of x is equal to sigma x into p of x. And expectation of x square is equal to sigma x square into p of x. Same way, now we are going to define expectation of x for continuous case. What is the expectation of x for continuous case? Expectation of x is equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity x into f of x dx. This is expectation of x for continuous case. And expectation of x square is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity x square f of x dx. This is for continuous case. Continuous case, this is the expectation. Variance same. Variance of x is equal to expectation of x square minus expectation of x the whole square. Next, what we are going to see? We are going to see the properties of mean and variance. Properties of mean and variance. What are the properties of mean and variance? Properties of mean and variance. Properties of mean. First property, expectation of constant is equal to constant. C is the constant. Next one, expectation of ax plus b is equal to a into expectation of x plus b. Suppose x and y are two random variables. Expectation of x plus y is equal to expectation of x plus expectation of y. X and y are two random variables. Another one important property of random variable, expectation of random variables. If x and y are independent random variable, if x and y are independent random variable, then expectation of xy is equal to expectation of x into expectation of y. These are the some of the important properties of expectation. Same way, variance property, variance of constant is equal to 0. variance of constant is equal to 0. Another one important property, variance of ax plus b is equal to a square into variance of x. So we have seen the properties of mean and variance. So in our video, what next concept? What is the next concept we are going to see? Next concept, expectation and variance completed. What is the next concept? Chebyshev's inequality. Chebyshev's inequality. Chebyshev's inequality. If x is a random variable with mean mu and variance sigma square, x is a random variable with mean mu and variance sigma square, then probability of x minus mu greater than or equal to k sigma is less than or equal to 1 by k square. This is the statement of Chebyshev's inequality. If x is a random variable with mean mu and variance sigma square, the probability of modulus x minus mu greater than or equal to k sigma is less than or equal to 1 by k square, where k is a constant number. K is constant. Chebyshev's inequality statement. So we are going to conclude with next two definitions: moment generating function and cumulant generating function. Moment generating function. Moment generating function. Moment generating function. As the name indicates, it is used to generate moments. Moment generating function is defined by mxt is equal to expectation of e power tx. Mxt is equal to expectation of e power tx. This is the basic definition of MGF, moment generating function. For discrete case, sigma e power tx into p of x. This is for discrete case. And for continuous case, integral minus infinity to infinity e power tx f of x dx. This is for continuous case. Moment generating function. This is the basic definition. Last one we are going to see cumulant generating function. Cumulant generating function. Cumulant generating function is defined by kxt is equal to log mxt. Log mxt. The most important property of moment generating function is it is used to generate moments. Using moment generating function, we can generate mean, variance. Generally, it is used to generate moments. We are able to find mean and variance using the moment generating function, and cumulative generating function is kxt is equal to log mxt. So in this video we have seen the revision of unit 2. So some of them may be having some of the doubts in our unit 2. So we are going to define another one concept, covariance. In the random variable, covariance. What is covariance? X and y are two random variable, then covariance of x comma y is equal to expectation of x minus expectation of x into y minus expectation of y. This is the basic definition of what? Covariance of x and y. Expectation of x minus expectation of x into y minus expectation of y. So when you expand this, what you get? Expectation of xy minus expectation of x into expectation of y. If x and y are independent random variables, then what happens? Covariance of x comma y is equal to 0. If x and y are independent random variables, if x and y are independent random variables, then covariance of x comma y will be equal to 0. Already we have seen the properties of expectation of x and y are independent, and expectation of x comma y is equal to expectation of x into expectation of y. So x and y are independent and covariance of x comma y is equal to 0. So in this video we have
margin and conditional distribution.
In this video we have seen the revision of unit 2, and some of the students may be having some of the doubts in the unit 2. So if you have any doubt, if you can contact me through WhatsApp. My number 99402-86721. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. Okay. Thank you, students. Thank you.